This video is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to build a modern online presence to launch your passion project. Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. A very happy Friday to all of you, and a quick special thank you to my newest patrons, Ken, William, and Duke. Thank you for the support. Getting right into it today, a pretty interesting update about where this new vision-only update is actually being used. So there was this video of a car on the FSD beta trying to merge on the highway. Long story short, it couldn't merge, it stayed, exited, and then rerouted itself, to which Elon said, the FSD Beta 9 is using the Pure Vision production code for highway driving. Okay, this was expected and assumed. The Beta 10 hopefully and Beta 11 definitely will use one stack to rule them all: city streets, highway, and complex parking lots. So what we can surmise from this right now is that there is currently different neural nets or different production versions that are being used for each different type of situation. One for highway, one for parking lots and summon, one for city streets. So right now they're all different, but with Beta 10 hopefully and Beta 11 definitely, then we're going to see one for all of them, presumably the vision only for all. And some people are taking this to mean that the vision only system is not currently being used on these city streets. I think that's definitely a possibility. I just wouldn't say that it's a definite only using this tweet. And Elon was asked, is the data you're collecting from V9 showing a leap in improvements? To which Elon said yes. And while we won't have a definite timeline for Beta 10 or 11, hopefully in the interim they do more frequent patch updates like every couple days or every few weeks, up until we get a bigger rewrite like version 10. And someone asked James Duma for an Eli 5, to which he said, separate stacks for city and highway on FSD Beta 9 currently. The highway is the production stack that is going into current radar-less vehicles. City streets is separate FSD only vision stack. The two will then be unified in FSD version 10 or 11. And someone asked if Tesla would lose progress when this merge happens, to which he said, no, they're migrating features from the new FSD vision stack to the production stack gradually as they get polished. When the last set of features gets migrated, there will be only one stack because they'll be the same at that point. And in case you don't know, James has been on interviews with Dave Lee in the past. He is very sharp when it comes to AI and deep learning. By the way, I'm going to be chatting with Dave Lee on the channel here sometime next week, so let me know below what topics you would like us to dive into. Very excited to finally get to chat with Dave. I think it will be an awesome talk, so you can expect that video to be uploaded in the next 2 weeks. A quick note from Gary Black on Tesla's Q2 earnings, once again expected Monday the 26th. He's expecting adjusted earnings per share to beat expectations $1.10 versus 95 cents as the consensus. But this quarter is trickier than most because he is including a roughly $80 million Bitcoin impairment charge because the value of Bitcoin has fluctuated down, which yes, most analysts will back out as non-recurring, but the media will of course amplify this. So just prepare yourself for what is about to come on the 26th. Sawyer Merritt shared that AT&T is shutting down its 3G network as of February 2022, an interesting move, and this means older Model S's without an LTE capable modem will lose connectivity features unless connected to Wi-Fi. However, Tesla will offer retrofits for $200. Affected vehicles are pre-June 2015. Also, any Model S's that did get the MCU2 upgrade already have LTE chips, so those owners are in the clear. And here we actually have some awesome, in my opinion, very bullish, very exciting news when it comes to solar in general, and this will obviously benefit Tesla in a big way. The Biden administration on Thursday will roll out a tool that enables instant local permitting on rooftop solar installations. The Solar Automated Permit Processing, or Solar App Plus if you see it, this is a portal for local governments to process permit applications automatically. Approvals typically take a week or more currently, and permit-related costs can account for about a third of installers' overall costs, which is a big number. The DOE has said that solar energy will need to be installed at a pace as much as 5 times faster than it is today to realize their goal of decarbonizing the US electrical grid by 2035. Now, yes, of course, Tesla still needs to find a way to install these solar roofs in an efficient manner, but at least simplifying one part of the process, the permitting that has taken days, if not weeks in other instances, is definitely a big benefit. As you can see, about 1/3 of rooftop solar installations take more than 2 weeks for the permitting process. In Tucson, where this has been trialed, the portal reduced permitting review times from an average of 20 days to 0. It also allows homeowners to conduct the permitting process online rather than in person. and local governments will not have to pay for the portal. The Department of Energy is challenging 125 mayors and local officials to sign up for the solar app tool before the end of the summer. And it's not like Tesla needed any more incentive to figure out their solar roof installation process and to improve the margins and to improve the efficiency of installations, but here is a major added incentive to get that going. A quick note on Squarespace. Have any of you ever wanted a new income stream from working at home while doing something you enjoy? You should know by now it's truly as easy to do as it ever has been, and Squarespace is a big reason why. You can generate revenue with gated members-only content. You can grow and interact with your audience with Squarespace email campaigns. All websites are optimized for mobile, and Squarespace has awesome SEO tools. I actually used to run an email campaign at a tech startup, and they are actually a lot of fun to design if you have the right tools. And yes, Squarespace has every tool you could need in one simple to use platform. Who knows? Maybe the money you make using Squarespace will help you afford a Plaid Model S or a Roadster. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you see the power of the platform, go to squarespace.com/electrified or use coupon code electrified to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Green only found some interesting things in the Tesla code that we may be seeing as features in the coming weeks and months. So he said in-car purchases like enhanced autopilot, full self-driving, and the rear heated seats are not yet showing in the UI. The rewritten user interface and tons of new UI assets as a spillover from the S and X refresh cars are including their 3D models. So he's talking about features like auto raised suspension on rough terrains. Some cars are getting cold battery performance improvements. The 2021 Model 3 on 19-inch wheels got a battery range display improvement and Powerwall coordination, which is explained here, so go ahead and take a screenshot if you want to read that further. And he mentions new languages in these user interface images, so of course that could mean entry into new markets. And some people were wondering about that heated seat option, so on cars without the premium interior like the Standard Range Plus, the rear heated seats are an option that you have to pay extra for using the app. He thinks it costs around $300 for this feature. If any of you know for sure, please let us know below. The hardware is there on all the cars regardless, the same as the heated steering wheel as of early this year. Although that sounds counterintuitive, it's probably most cost effective for Tesla to have a streamlined supply chain for this stuff. Counterintuitive because Tesla would be adding features that people aren't using, but then it gives all users the option to pay for that service later if they so choose, and if they don't, then it's not going to be covered under warranty later. But of course, the biggest thing is simplifying production, so they just make all the cars with the features and then add the optionality for all users later. So there was a trending post of a Model X that survived a tornado, and I will play the video for you guys. So I'm actually showing you this as a reminder of all of the benefits of having more Teslas on the road, the cameras that can capture all of this data from Sentry Mode, insurance purposes, crime, entertainment, funny things. Like there's so many reasons that having these cameras able to capture footage can really benefit society at scale. And as you can see, things get pretty crazy. The Model X doesn't move. Now, of course, some of the other cars don't move as well. Some do. And yes, of course, the paint on this Model X was damaged from being hit by debris, but the car didn't move. The cameras kept recording all the way through, so more cameras on the road overall I think is a great thing. And a quick anecdote here, don't forget about used Teslas. This profile Tesla in Bitcoin, this image gets me every time, but they said just met a Starbucks employee who bought a used 2016 Model S. Asked if he liked it, he said, love it, bought it for $30K, got free supercharging and premium connectivity for life, it pays for itself. Now there's a lot of debate about the transferability of that lifetime supercharging, and I found a super helpful article here. It is linked below if you ever want to access it. I have it bookmarked for myself, but basically the free lifetime supercharging option that was offered on the S and X, that is transferable under some circumstances. The for a time free supercharging is not transferable. So Tesla began to discontinue the free unlimited supercharging for the life of the vehicle at the beginning of 2017. So some 2017 Model S vehicles could maybe have this transferable version of the perk. Most will not. And as mentioned, while owner referral promotions have netted some Model 3's free unlimited supercharging, this variation of the perk is not transferable to the next owner. And with the Model X at the beginning of 2017, Tesla said it was no longer going to offer the free unlimited supercharging on the Model X after January 1st. But the point here being, if you don't need all the bells and the whistles and everything that the new Teslas have to offer, don't forget about the used market where you can snag a Model S that's probably in pretty good shape for $30K and maybe have access to free unlimited supercharging for life. Not a bad deal if you ask me. At first, I thought this one was a joke. Ford makes a gas-scented fragrance for the Mustang Mach-E GT. Ford did a survey that revealed 1 in 5 respondents said they'll miss the smell of gas more than anything else if they switch to an EV. And look, I actually don't mind the smell of gas, I have to admit, but I'm not like needing it if I were to buy a Tesla. Moreover, some 70% of drivers said they would miss the smell of gas to at least some degree. So are any of you that have electric vehicles missing the smell of gas, or do you think that you would if you were to buy an EV? Let me know below. But sadly, it's important to note the Ford says the scent actually exists, but it is not available for purchase. But listen to this. It's part of the company's mission to dispel myths around electric cars and convince traditional car enthusiasts of the potential for electric vehicles. So it's part of their mission to make a gas-scented fragrance. All I'm saying is if you think you need a gas-scented fragrance to convince traditional car buyers that EVs are the way of the future, you have bigger fish to fry. And a quick note on Porsche, the Taycan is actually still selling pretty well. The Taycan has celebrated a special success with 19,800 vehicle deliveries in the first half of this year, which is already just under the level of 2020 as a whole. And for Porsche in Europe, around 40% of the cars currently being delivered have an electric motor, whether it's a purely electric vehicle or a plug-in hybrid. That's all for today, but please take a second to like the video if you did. I hope you guys have an awesome and safe weekend, and a big thank you to everyone on the next screen.